see what you think about this. It says, help, if I hear another coworker's kid on a work call, I'm going to lose it.
Oh, that's a problem. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people complain about this.
My coworkers refusing to come back to work in the office. It's getting ridiculous. We can now come back, but they don't want to come back. But the whole time they're on calls, you hear a husband, a baby, a dog, anything in the background. It's a nightmare because they don't want the 9 to 5.
This is not on Zoom where you can mute yourself. This is like on a conference call where you have to participate, right?
No, if people are on Zoom, they're not muting their call. It's like we had a meeting Monday morning. We have a meeting every Monday morning. Mm-hmm. And there was somebody on the call making so much noise. Papers, rustling, doing all this. Mute yourself.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But they don't. What? They don't. She never does. And and they had to point her out and yell at her. Well, you can hear that? Yes.
Yeah, it's called a microphone and you're right next to it crumpling papers. Yes, we can hear that.
So I think if you are one of these people, because we can work from home, if you can work from home and you're getting your job done, I have no problem with you working from home. But if you can't control things in the background, kids, dogs, husbands, you lost that ability to work from home. Now you got to come to work.
Well, I think it depends on how old your kids are. I mean, if your kids are old enough and they're just yelling, it was so funny. I saw this poor guy the other day. He had 2 little girls and they were wearing these cute little dresses. And as soon as they ran out of the apartment building, they just started yelling and screaming. He goes, no yelling. And he goes, they were running and screaming. Mm-hmm. He goes, no running and screaming. And it was just so funny because like as a little girl, there's nothing more fun than running and screaming. It's the best to just like run and be like, ah! You know what I mean? There's something about being a little girl. Like I remember the minute I saw those girls, I was like, oh, I miss that. I miss being in like a pretty little dress and just being outside and like running and screaming. So I know you could see the father. You could see the father had said this many times. No running and screaming, girls. What did I say? Stop running and screaming.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. I realized he didn't go anywhere with the girls. He just stood outside with them, which means the wife was upstairs on a Zoom call or conference call. And said to him, take those kids and get them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. So you get 1 shot. If the dog barks in the background, we get it. 2, if you're on a business call and the dog barks in the bathroom, that's it. You can't do that anymore. Sorry.
Right.
It's
if you have a dog,
unprofessional.
If you have things going on in your environment that you can't control when you're on a Zoom call, my thought is, well, then can you concentrate? Is that your focus? If you're in charge of your kids and you're supposed to be working, how could you do daycare and work at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably really hard to do.
Well, it's kind of like Office Space. I really only do 15 minutes of actual work a day. So I think that's true with just about everybody. You only really actually do 15 minutes of work. So if you get your work done, I got no problem with you doing whatever you want. But Don't be unprofessional when you're on a call.
Okay, it's unprofessional if in normal times. I get it. But if you're working from home and you have a dog that's barking and there's nothing you can, if I'm sitting here with you right now, if my dog started barking right now, what am I supposed to do? Stop the show and go shut the dog up? No, I can't do anything about it. I'm stuck.
Yeah, but we're not a Fortune 500 company that's really worried about this call and closing this huge deal.
Oh, I see.
If you're trying to close this huge deal and you finally got the 6 people you need on the call and it's taken weeks to get everybody on this call, then your dog starts to bark and you go, oh, I guess you're not at the office.
But see, I have a real problem with this because this is one of those reasons why women have trouble at work, because we have men who are saying things to us like, control your kid, control your dog. You can't do your job. It's like, no, we can do our job and we can have kids and have a dog. This is one of the reasons why these Fortune 500 companies that have men that run it
Mhm.
don't promote women because of things just like this. And that's really not cool and unfair.
I'm saying
Because-
it in my situation too. If my kids are making noise during a call, I should be at work. If you have a job that you're working now remotely,
Mhm.
you can't let your regular life interrupt work. That's the work time.
But we also live in a time that people understand that it's COVID, people are working from home, and normal life things happen. It happens to you as well. I mean, you have kids, you have dogs, they're going to bark. It's just, you have to accept the fact that people are living their lives and people are real and they're relatable and they're who they are.
Yeah,
So-
if I'm on a call with somebody and there's a dog in the background and we're closing $1 million deal, I'm not taking you seriously.
I mean, if it's barking its friggin' head off the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is the person not acknowledging it? If they're acknowledging it, like, I'm so sorry, there's workers outside and they're barking at the worker, some
Yeah.
excuse why the dog is barking like crazy.
Or it's just like that stupid woman who just keeps her mic open the whole time.
Right. Well, that's a
And
problem.
she does it every week.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I'm
That's just rude. I mean, if
Right.
you know that your environment is noisy and you don't have to participate on the call other than listen, you gotta mute
there's
yourself.
15
honey.
other people on the call.
Right. That's just rude.
The other 14 people figured it out.
Right.
We went, oh, mute. You can't do that. And then you give us crap going, you can't hear that. What are you talking about? Then why are we calling you out? We knew it was you.
Hmm. I guess my answer is it depends. It depends who, it depends what, it depends. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see women get dinged and have their careers taken away from them or them not getting promoted because they also have to deal with childcare.
And if you, like I said, if you can do your job, I got no issue with you working from anywhere.
Okay.
It's like when I was the boss at the radio station and you wanted to leave at 1:00, if you had everything done, have fun, leave.
Right.
I got no problem with that. As long as you can do your job, as long
Right.
as you can do the job that you were hired for, I don't have a problem with you doing anything. Just do the job.
You would think by now there'd be Zoom etiquette, conference call etiquette. Like, after this whole year of everybody being home,
hmm
remember, like, conference calls and Zoom calls and that sort of thing was something that was really rare, certainly in our industry. Now everybody's doing it in every industry. You would think by now there is a whole list of etiquette that you have to if you haven't eaten your lunch, sorry, you cannot eat your lunch during this meeting. You're gonna have the meeting
Wait
and
20
then eat.
minutes.
Yeah, wait 20 minutes. And then, you know me, I eat constantly. You know how hard it is for me every night to not be eating while we're on the air, but I do it.